to worry about your newfound knowledge for your brand new life, which means more. Cause Hagins the power, you see that he has thee. No need to worry about your newfound knowledge for your brand new life, which means more. Cause Hagins the power, you see that he has
Somebody
thee.
told me Hagins' passion was strong. Yeah, I can see that. Said love for his people was long. Yeah, I can feel that. Cause spitting knowledge, then the village was born. Hold on tight, we spitting fire tonight. Destroying lies, renewing lives like never before. He's teaching truth, withholding nothing, leaving you wanting more. He changed my life, uncovered truths that was written on walls. The hieroglyphs in ancient Egypt telling stories of all. Spent lonely nights teaching the fight while gripping on walls. He stands alone, not fearing nothing as he sits on the throne. Keep teaching knowledge, fearing nothing so that we stand tall. The 10th giant, mighty hero, stacking this one for all, no doubt.
No need to worry about your newfound knowledge for your brand new life, which means more. Cause Hagins the power, you see that he has thee. No need to worry about your newfound knowledge for your brand new life, which means more. Cause Hagins the power, you see that he has thee.
Yo, I'm the type that like the scholars to shine. You've never seen a cat like this. His work is truly divine. This year, a dedication, he will always prevail. He chose this life, broke brand new ground here in the ATL. In Missouri, he continues to shine. Oh, ancient one, oh, can you hear me? This is Hagins' high time. Hop in the plane, flies through the air, walk in his shoes. Life will never be fair, no doubt.
Keep teaching, covering truth, changing our lives.
It's me, Omudakun, I'm vibing mighty and high. Gave me my name, ancestral time, we seeking truth, no more lies. CJ, I love your vocals, they're so silky and smooth. We complement each other's sound, I see you making your moves.
That's right, CJ Avia with the vocals so smooth. Rocking the mic, wish I was there tonight with Omudakun.
That's right, we spit that fire, vibing mighty tonight. We pay great homage to the mighty as we slay on the mic, no doubt.
No need to worry about your newfound knowledge for your brand new life, which means more. Cause Hagins the power, you see that he has thee. No need to worry about your newfound knowledge for your brand new life, which means more. Cause Hagins the power, you see that he has thee.
Thank you to those powerful sisters for such a wonderful presentation. Again, in honor of yours truly. And I thank those sisters so very much. Those two powerful queens there, Queen CJ Afia and Queen Omudakun, for that rendition. Well, let's get ready now to get into our opening song of One More Time, One More Time. God allowed us to come together one more time, right? Okay, let's lift our voices and sing it like we really mean it too, okay? Man, let's do this. Come on. Yeah. 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 Come on, everybody. One more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together. One more time. One more time, one more time, God allowed us to come together. One more time, God allowed us to come together. One more time, one more time, one more time, God allowed us to come together. One more time, one more time, one more time. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah, yeah. God allowed us to come together, praise His name, to praise her name, praise her name. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah, to sing our song, to sing our song. God allowed us to come together, sing our song, to sing our song, to sing our song. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yes He did. Now put those hands together, come on. To clap our hands, everybody. To clap our hands. God allowed us to come together. Clap our hands. To clap our hands. Clap our hands. Oh yeah, God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah, to come together. Everybody say one more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together. One more time. One more time. One more time. Oh, God allowed us. God allowed us. Come together one more time. God allowed us. Yeah. Just to praise her name. God allowed us. Yeah. It's so good and kind. God allowed us. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yes, she did. God allowed us. Oh yeah. God allowed us. God allowed us to come together one more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. And we're going to go right into the oath to the ancestors this time. Okay? Come on and join in with the brothers and I as we lift our voices together. Yeah, let's put it up on the screen here so you know the words. Come on, family, let's say it together. Oh, ancestors, blacker than 1,000 midnights, African ancestors, it is to you that we, your children, give respect and honor. Oh, ancestors, we call upon you and welcome you in this place. African ancestors, let your presence fill this place. Oh, ancestors, who have been purposely excluded from the history books so that the world would not know of your greatness. Our African ancestors, who gave civilization to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave the arts to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave music to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave sciences to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave mathematics to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave medicine to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave literature to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave philosophy to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave God consciousness to the world. Oh, ancestors, we thank you for devoting your life to make a future for us, your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Now stand with us, strengthen us, guide us, teach us, and protect us from the snare of our enemies. Rise up, O African ancestors, and let our enemies be scattered, and give us the wisdom and the boldness to deal with our oppressors and those who would hinder the liberation and empowerment of our people. Rise up, O African ancestors, and live in us, and we will not fail to honor you. We will not fail to respect you. We will not fail to hear you, and we will not betray you Ashe. Yabo. Oh,
And now,
family.
brothers and sisters,
We don't have the time to do the ancestral roll call today. Okay, we're pressed for time, so I'm gonna omit that. So we're not rushing through the whole program at the end there. Okay, but hey, man, I tell you, it's a wonderful thing. I'm grateful for all of you guys who have joined us today. Thank you for being a part of our experience every Sunday, as you are right now, right here with me. It's a wonderful thing, especially you guys in the chat room. I don't know what to say about y'all, man. I'm telling you, you guys in the chat room, y'all something else. But while I'm talking about the chat room, let me say something here. Let me lay some ground rules, okay? Family, if you notice, we're starting.
we want to take the time to honor just a few.
Starting to put people in timeout. Okay, because of their behavior in the chat room. Let me just say it this way, family, okay? The reason why we come together on Sunday is to learn. I'm here to teach. You guys are here to learn. Got me? Okay, that's our format, period. Okay, when you guys start making a whole lot of comments in the chat room, that tells me that you're not listening to the teaching. You're busy running your mouth, even though it's with your fingertips. Okay. And one person said it this way: how can you learn if you're so busy running your mouth? Okay. So let me tell y'all something. No more warning. Okay. Once I see you guys distracting from the topic at hand because of all of the comments you're making, they really have nothing to do with what's being said, you will be blocked. Okay. First thing I'm gonna do is put you in timeout. Okay. And after putting you in timeout, if you come back and still disrespect the room, then you just block, deleted, and blocked. No, okay? No, real simple. I'm here to teach, family. And there are people who are here to learn. Okay? Real simple. Get that through your head. People are here to learn. Okay? Not hear your opinion. That's not what we gathered here together for today. Got me? They didn't even gather to hear my opinion. I'm not sharing opinion, man. I'm teaching facts here. Got what I'm saying? Okay. So respect the room. And that's all I'm going to say about that. That's all I'm going to say about that. I want to also take a moment to honor those who have been our members and our supporters and friends down through the years, starting in St. Louis at headquarters for the African Village. To the elders and members there, we honor you by saying Motto Tep. I'm going to just list the cities that we were fellowshipping in, okay? To the brothers and sisters of Youngstown, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, Chicago, Illinois, Brooklyn, New York, or New York City, let's just say it that way, okay? Charleston, South Carolina, Memphis, Tennessee, okay? Brothers and sisters, it's been so good having you guys as a part of my work. It means so much to me to have you guys loyally, and you guys, how can I forget the chat room, right? I mean, chat room, y'all are the ones that's got me coming up here every Sunday morning, the chat room alone, right? Okay, so, I'm just thankful for everybody, for your presence here today, as always, and I'm honored that you take time out of your schedule to listen to what I have to say. Excuse me, I swallowed wrong. I got to take a swig of water here. Again, as I was saying, I'm honored that you took the time out of your schedule to be with me to hear what I have to say to you today. All right, so let's get ready for today's message. Okay, and hey, man, what can I tell you? All right, I always put this on the screen before I teach, and even on if I'm teaching in a live situation, I'll put this on the screen at the location that I'm teaching at. Okay, because I want everybody to understand what my assignment is, what my purpose is. I'm clear on what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, it tickles me how I get email from so many people telling me what they want me to teach about, and I'll send them an email back saying, "You teach it. Evidently, it's in your heart, so it must be something that the Creator wants you to teach." Okay, because it's not in my heart to teach that. So, yeah. I'm clear on what my assignment is. Okay, and notice what it says here. The aim of this lecture, as all of my messages, is to begin the process of undoing and reversing ideas and concepts that have been programmed into the minds of our people by the religious statements and church doctrines that have caused us to adopt a belief system that has resulted in our loss of contact with what is real, what is factual, what is historical, and what is spiritual. Okay? Yeah. Also, I want you guys to remember this as well, okay? And that is, for those religious leaders out there who have gained so much from preaching tradition, from preaching the program, from preaching the agenda of the Roman Catholic Church, and as a result of it, you have done well. Like Pope Leo X said, okay? Pope Leo X said, "What profit hath not this fable of Christ brought to us?" Right? Now, this is major Pope of the Roman Catholic Church telling the truth about the money that this message about Jesus is bringing into the church. Right? Well, you religious leaders today who got your Bentleys and your Lexuses and your Cadillacs and you name it, okay, and your fine homes and what have you, and you've gotten that from preaching what the Roman Catholic Church made up. Notice what I have here. When you've told so many lies on top of each other over the centuries, that telling the truth about one of your early foundational lies will unravel all the lies that have been defensively piled on top of it, thus exposing you for what you truly are. You have no choice but to continue to lie. Understand this. When your ability to maintain your control over another person's reality is based on the lies about what you are and who they are, you can never tell the truth. Today, family, I want to teach you guys about Calvary, where and what it is, okay? And understand something. You got to go to Calvary. Got to go to Calvary, all right? So let's get ready to hear the message now. And I pray that as you listen to this message, you'll be blessed by it in a very powerful way. Okay? All right, man, let's do this now. The message for today is entitled Calvary, where and what it is. Now, we gave you some handouts. We're not going to get to those just yet. But instead of putting it on the screen today, I gave you handouts so that you can write on it, take notes, and carry these handouts with you so you can share what I'm getting ready to share with you with other people. Everybody repeat these words after me. And when they were come to the place which is called Calvary, there they crucified him. How many of y'all have ever heard of Calvary before? All right, everybody's hand is up, okay? We just came through the spring or vernal equinox, and they have a day that they celebrate on the first Sunday after the full moon of the vernal equinox, and that Sunday is called what? Easter Sunday. And of course, we were taught that on the Friday before Easter Sunday, which they call Good Friday, that they took this dude named Jesus out to a place called what? Calvary, and crucified him. Right? Well, so that we're clear, even though you know this, many watching me don't know this, so I guess I need to say this to them. That never happened. Historically speaking, that never happened. So what do we mean here when they came to the place which is called Calvary? There they crucified him. Make note of this on your paper. That's in Luke, the 23rd chapter, the 33rd verse. Luke 23 and 33 is where it reads what we just said. Now, it's important, brothers and sisters, to understand that the word Calvary is only mentioned one time in the Bible. Only one time. And before I even go into the rest of the message, let me fast forward and give you the punchline to what this is about. The word Calvary comes from the root word, or etymologically speaking, comes from the word cranion. It's spelled Kranion. Cranion. What English word do you hear when I say cranion? Cranium. And I know some of y'all are pointing up here to your head, right? Well, in another passage, it says Golgotha. In place of the word Calvary, it says Golgotha. Golgatha. Again, that's Golgatha. Golgotha means the skull. Okay, and of course in the Bible we use the phrase, the place of the skull. Now put those two concepts together. Cranion is cranium. Golgotha is skull. So we're still talking the head. Again, that verse says, and when they came to the place which is called Calvary, or cranion, or Golgotha, the skull, the head, when they reached this level, there they crucified him. So the point I want you to get out of this message, and I'm going to come back to this point, but I want to be sure you're getting it now up front so you can see how I'm going to put all this together. Look at the person nearest you and say, when you get your head on right, those who don't have their head on right want to crucify you. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
I can't think of a better depiction of what I'm saying than the movie The Matrix. Because once you are delivered from the Matrix, once you start thinking right, once you get to Calvary, then you become an enemy or a threat to the system that keeps our people dumbed down. And the only thing left for them to do is to get rid of you or crucify you. History, and what word did I just use? History, or his story, tells us that about 2,000 plus years ago, there was a guy who walked this earth, for real, who was a great teacher of humanity. He was a philosopher, he was a social leader, he was a moral teacher, he was a religious reformer, and he was a healer. Well-known guy who went throughout the Roman Empire changing things. Despite the evil rulers in the Roman Empire, he was the greatest man of his age, and his birth date, according to history, is 4 BC. Now, what's really deep about it is we were taught that Jesus was born 4 BC. What does BC mean? If BC means before Christ, then how was Jesus born 4 BC? So all you got to do is think. All theologians will tell you that Jesus' year of birth is 4 BC. Yeah, that's what they taught us. And we don't even think, man, because we ain't at Calvary. This person that I'm referring to was considered a Christ. What did I just say? Considered a Christ. He was considered a Mashiach. He was considered a Messiah. And again, you got to remember now, in the Hebrew, the word Mashiach, which is the English word Messiah, simply means one who is anointed. In the Greek, the word Christos, which is the English word Christ, simply means one who is anointed. So guess what, y'all, in case you didn't realize what I'm about to tell you, that you may have some Mashiachs or some Christos among you. Our young people who are coming up, who are endowed with abilities to communicate truth, you can call them anointed to do that. Our leaders who have gone before us and made changes in our environment and were endowed by the ancestors and the Almighty to make a difference in the lives of our people, whether we want to accept it or not, we have to honor them as Christs. Like Medgar Evers. Those names that we call every week, like Mary McLeod Bethune, like Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass. These are people who were anointed by the Almighty to do wonderful things for us, or else we wouldn't be here today. So we have to honor these Christs who have preceded us. Am I making sense, y'all?
Yes, sir.
We have to understand that brothers like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a Christ. People want to demonize the man and say, well, y'all don't know about Elijah Poole. Many of us don't know about Elijah Poole. We just hear about Elijah Muhammad, and people are trying to bring up his criminal background and all of the things he did when he was Elijah Poole, like folk don't change. See, it's hard for you to understand that people can change if you haven't changed. Did y'all get that? I just preached a whole sermon in that one line. It's hard for you to understand that people can change if you have not changed. You take brothers like Malcolm X, who was a Christ. Martin Luther King, who was a Christ. Ray Hagins, who is a Christ. Oh, I don't mind telling you, if I don't know the truth about myself, what good is you knowing it? I gotta know that God has. That's why the theme I chose for this year's anniversary is He was born for this. This brother I'm talking about, who existed 2,000 plus years ago, his name was Apollonius. It's spelled Apollonius. Don't take my word for what I'm saying. Go look it up. Read about him. Apollonius. Apollonius of Tyana. This one dude defied the bloodiest tyrants in the Roman Empire. He went about making changes, and he was causing such a problem in the Roman Empire that they decided to hold, when they did decide, he was part of the reason also for the reason of the Nicene Council meeting. So what they did is Constantine decided to take the life, deeds, legacies, and contributions of Apollonius and attribute them to this new created Serapis image that they called Jesus. You see, the Serapis image was merely an image. It hadn't done anything. It was merely an image. So they had to have a life story to attach to the new Christ image, or to the new found Jesus Christ. So they took the life, the deeds, the legacy, the biography of Apollonius and attached it to their made up Jesus. After all, when you look at the Christian fabricated figure, he is a compilation of various God men throughout time, starting with Horus or Heru of ancient Egypt. See, Apollonius does not claim, there's no claim of a virgin birth to Apollonius. So the virgin birth claim comes from Egypt. Y'all grab what I'm saying? So you take people like, or figures such as Horus of Egypt, Prometheus, Adonis, Zoroaster, Krishna, and you put all these biographies together and attach them to this guy called Jesus. And so Jesus is the newfangled image that's taught and forced upon our minds. In fact, look at somebody next to you and say, he's the most recent Savior in human history. I know y'all think he's the only one. I know y'all think he's the only one. So what happens here is, after they attached the biography of Apollonius to this new created image that Constantine ordered into existence in 325, the Roman churchmen had the responsibility to literally go out and eliminate all traces of this guy called Apollonius from the minds of people. It's deep though, because they did such a good job at eliminating this information about Apollonius that for almost 2,000 years nobody spoke of him. The only reason why we know about Apollonius is because there was a book about him, or a writing about him, that was secretly taken to the east and held by Arabs, according to his story. The Roman Catholic Church searched far and near to eliminate all traces of any information about Apollonius, because if the truth came out about Apollonius, then people would clearly see that Jesus is Apollonius. No cultural loss, grab this well, no cultural loss has ever occurred in a greater sense than what the Roman Catholic Church did in Egypt, Alexandria, Egypt, when they set fire to the books and destroyed the manuscripts of the Alexandrian library. And those manuscripts that weren't stolen, were plagiarized and credited to people like Aristotle, Plato. Aristotle and Plato, we don't know if they wrote anything at all. We were taught that they did, and the reason why we were taught that they did, everybody say, is for the sake of cultural imperialism. Now what I mean by that is, see, these people, Plato and Aristotle and all this stuff, these are supposed to be Greek philosophers. But the truth about the matter is, there is no established evidence of such a thing called Greek philosophy. Because the things that we're taught about Greek philosophy came from the Alexandrian libraries. Are y'all grabbing what I'm saying? Well, believe it or not, this message is not about Apollonius today. I just shared that with you to let you know about a person who was a Christ, who went about healing people. And according to records, he lived to well over 100 years old in perfect health, because he was a vegan. He didn't eat flesh. I knew I would get some kind of response from those who don't eat meat. But just like Apollonius and other messiahs and other Christs were used of God for the elevation and spiritual development and empowerment of others, so can you, who are sitting right here listening to me, and those who are watching me, so can you be used of God for the empowerment of our people. But in order to be used of God, grab where I'm going now, in order to There's some place that you have to go first. And that place is called Calvary. This is the message in the allegorical story of Jesus going to Calvary. Because he did not become, in the story, a resurrected Savior until after going to Calvary. Just for the sake of understanding, let me be sure that I declare this now. I am not a student of metaphysics, nor am I a metaphysician. Did y'all hear what I just said? Yes. And the reason for that is because metaphysics is based in philosophical concepts and speculation. It might sound good. Hear me now. Hear me good. It might sound good and reasonable, but its claims and its teachings are unverifiable and non-scientific, because metaphysics has no biological or material data by which it can be measured. Are y'all hearing me?
Yes, sir.
For example, those who claim to teach metaphysics are mostly those who have a problem with the church. Now follow where I'm going with this. Most people who claim to teach and preach and promote metaphysical understanding, metaphysical awareness, will tell you that preachers are playing a game on people. But metaphysicians and people who practice metaphysics will tell you that you need to ascend to the level of mystical beings. You need to learn how to meditate until you can transcend this realm of existence and get out there into the ethereal realm, so you can telepathically communicate with ethereal beings. In other words, in order to have the power that you really want in your life, you need to learn how to operate in the ethereal realm, not in this dimension, but out there in that dimension, the fourth dimension. You know, there are fourth dimensional beings. Y'all, of course, I'm acting this out. I hope you know that, right? Don't think that Brother Ray is teaching what I'm saying. When I start doing all this and getting theatrical, I'm trying to tell you where these folk are at out there. And then they want you to get out there so that you can actually deal with non-physical entities. But then these same people will turn around and tell you you ain't got no business going to the church where the preacher says, come down here, let me lay hands on you and heal you. Let me make this clear to you. What's the difference? And I hope you don't think I'm attacking metaphysics. I'm just trying to get us to understand that, first of all, metaphysics is not even an African word. Metaphysics is a word that came from the so-called works of Aristotle. Aristotle did not even use the word metaphysics. In fact, the word metaphysics was used for the first time around the middle of the 16th century. Now grab how deep this goes. And we didn't use it. Europeans came up with this concept of metaphysical. And the Europeans came up with the concept of metaphysics because metaphysics means, meta means beyond. Physics means the physical. So when Europeans saw African spirituality, they had to label it. Are y'all grabbing what I'm saying? So Africans don't need to concern themselves with metaphysics. Africans simply need to be who and what they are. We are spiritual beings. We are spiritual people. We operate in the spirit realm naturally. That's what the black church is really all about. Only thing is they got the message inaccurate. The black church is telling you about a person that the Roman Catholic Church created. That's the only thing. Well, not that I said the only thing, because they do some other stuff that ain't cool, like financial exploitation and all that kind of stuff too. But the major thing about the black church problem is its indoctrination, which came from the European mind. But the modality, the practice of the black church is really what the white man been calling metaphysics. But you got some folk who are so anti-church. Hear me. You got some folk who are so anti-church that they're trying to carry on the same modalities of the church under another name. What's the difference between a metaphysician saying that you need to get out into the realm of dealing with those things out there? What's the difference between that and the preacher saying, y'all listen, the Lord dealt with me and took me into a realm where it's unlawful to speak of? What's the difference? What's the difference between a metaphysician talking about ethereal beings and the preacher talking about the angels began to talk to me? Ain't no difference. What's the difference between a metaphysician talking about what you need to do to heal yourself and then the preacher saying, I'm going to have a healing service here on Friday night? There's no difference. Except one is in the church and one ain't in the church. And the one that's not in the church is operating on the same principle. But you want to call it metaphysics. Why don't you just get real and go back to church? Just go on back to church and when you get there, say, I found out that Jesus don't exist. Ontological concepts. Ontology. Concepts about a particular theory about nature. Everybody say epistemology. Epistemology is also a part of this being real deep that metaphysicians claim to use. Epistemology, now so that you'll know, and that's spelled E-P-I-S-T-E-M-O-L-O-G-Y, epistemology, E-P-I-S-T-E-M-O-L-O-G-Y. Epistemology, remember I told you, ology means the study of a thing. Episteme means knowledge. So epistemology is the study of knowledge. Now let's deal with this for a moment. Ask somebody next to you, how do you study knowledge?
How do you study knowledge?
Think about that. Think about it. How do you study knowledge? So you got folk who are so deep that they're trying to know about knowledge. They're trying to study knowledge. Epistemology. What's the difference for a person who practices student of metaphysics to say, I'm studying knowledge? What's the difference between them and the preacher in the pulpit saying that the Spirit of the Lord is upon me? And He has given me the gift of knowledge, which is a spiritual gift in the book of Corinthians. The word of knowledge. In other words, because the Lord is enabling me to know that which is unable to be known. See, this is what the black church does, man. Are y'all grabbing this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we look to the anointed preacher. Oh man, hear this. We look to the anointed preacher to give us a word. Have y'all heard these concepts before? Give us a word. In other words, we want the preacher to give us a word that we don't already have. So churches are packed because the man of God or the woman of God have a very special message from divine revelation. That's metaphysics. Everybody say a rose by any other name smells just as sweet. You can call a rose a stinkweed. It still smells good. Still a rose. You can call a rose a skunk blossom. It still smells good. So don't hide under another name and doing the same thing simply because you don't want to be a part of the church no more. Now, I ain't talking to y'all. I'm talking to those out here watching me. Keep it real. Then you got those who are real deep and they get into astral projection. Have y'all ever heard this before? Astral projection. This is when you meditate to the point to where you can leave your body and travel to other locations. Look at somebody next to you and say, why are you going to do that? Now look back at them and tell them, when you get there, ain't nothing you can do. You can't pick up nothing. You can't speak because your mouth is back there where your body is. I mean, come on, God, keep it real. Everybody said, keep your feet on the ground. You see how deep we get, and we want to impress people with, I remember one day when I was in church, a preacher came, I was young, I was in my teens at the time, and he came and he said, the Lord took, he had this lady stand in front of him for prayer. He said, the Lord took me into your house last night. I saw the color of your carpet and everything. And she stood and said, hallelujah! Thank you! Now, even as a teenager, I'm sitting on the organ. I was a musician. I'm sitting on the organ saying, now, why did he do that? What was the sense of it? He wasn't physically there, but he astrally projected. And he was saying that, he didn't tell us what went on in her house. He just said, I saw the color of your carpet, and she lost it. See, the purpose of that was to let us know how deep he is. Am I making sense here?
Yes, sir.
Well, y'all, we fall for that same stuff under so-called concepts. Now, the reason why I'm dropping all this information on you is because I'm getting ready to share something with you that I do not hold to. Within the connotation in which has been said to us. Are y'all hearing me?
Yes, sir.
I don't want y'all thinking I'm going out there. I don't go into the fifth dimension. Okay, I'm doing everything I can to deal with stuff that's on this dimension. I don't need to be seeing no strange beings, because y'all have to catch me running down Route 70 if I did. I don't play that. You follow what I'm saying? Okay, I'm not trying to communicate with men in black concepts. Are y'all getting this? Okay, I'm doing everything in my power to keep my feet flat on the ground of reality. Okay, and it's a deep thing how I talk to people who are so deep out there. They got all this hair. And ain't got a pot to, or a window to throw it out of. Ain't got nothing to show for being here. Why is it that the people who claim to do all this stuff are not doctors and lawyers and y'all grab and accountants? But the people who claim to be so deep are our brothers and sisters who wear arcs as big as the size of that one down there on their chest. And locks and can speak all kind of deep spiritual stuff and can't hold a job. Y'all grabbing what I'm saying here? Don't pay their bills. Don't take care of their children. But yet they can speak in the ethereal realm. So I don't want you to think for a moment that what I'm about to share with you is the principle that I hold to. However, I don't know of, hear me well, I don't know of another analogy or illustration to make my point to you today. Come on, Doc. I handed out a piece of paper, and I trust all of you have it, and on the paper it says energy centers. Right? Okay, how many of y'all have ever heard of the concept of a chakra before? A chakra. Okay, or an energy center in the body. Okay? Now I repeat and I state to you again, this is not something that, see, I'm a teacher. I'm not a metaphysicians and metaphysics practitioners can claim all this stuff. And the reason I told you earlier, you can't validate or prove a metaphysical claim. Because there is nothing to measure it by. Am I making sense? Yes, sir. I mean, just like the preacher said, the Lord showed me such and such and such. You just have to take his word for it. Because the preacher says that the Lord took me into the third heavens and showed me things that is unlawful for man to utter. He cannot say to you, don't take my word for what I just said, go do the research for yourself. He can't say that. Because in order for you to do the research, you got to go to the third heaven and hear what he heard. I mean, because there's no book, there's no evidence of y'all grab what I'm saying? Yes, sir. So when it comes to the chakra concept, these so-called 7 energy centers in the body, and if you will Google chakras, you'll see that they have all these different colored things that look like flowers. What's really deep about it is, if you open up the body surgically to look for this diagram that you see as a first or second or third or fourth or fifth chakra, you can't find it in the body. Grab what I'm saying. Listen to me well. If I take a scalpel and open you up at your lowest chakra center, I will not find a chakra. It's not a medically established fact. Are y'all hearing me? Yes, sir. Yet it is a philosophical concept. All right. But because it's a philosophical concept, it simply means that that's what somebody came up with. Right. It doesn't mean it can be proven. It simply means that's somebody's opinion, and that opinion was accepted as an authoritative reality. Are y'all with me? Yes, sir. So since I can't prove to you that these chakras exist, let me give you my philosophical take on it. Since I hold a PhD in philosophy, I think I'm entitled to do that. Let me give you my philosophical take on what they call the energy centers in the body. I simply call it development of life. That's what I call it. In other words, we don't read about little children having attained the 7th chakra. You know why? They ain't been here long enough. Got me? As a person grows, as a person develops intellectually, as a person develops emotionally, they ought to mature. Notice I said they ought to mature as they develop and grow. So as you develop and grow, you should be ascending to a higher state in your lifestyle. That's my philosophical take on it. In fact, that's really what the message of the Sphinx is really all about. Think about it for a moment. How many, if you can see the picture of the Sphinx in your mind from ancient Egypt, you see this massive structure with the body of a lion and this massive head of a pharaoh on top of it. Anybody ever seen pictures of the Sphinx before? If you haven't been there, you've seen pictures of it. Good. So you know what I'm talking about, right? If you haven't seen it, just Google it so you can see the image of what I'm talking about. You see this massive head of a pharaoh on top of a body of a lion. And what is that supposed to mean? Are they sexy? Because folk who are not developed in their thinking think that that was some kind of ancient alien being. No, it's not an ancient alien being. That's our ancestors' way of saying to us that your animal nature should never be higher than your intellect. Are y'all grabbing this? However, it's hard to say that to a 5-year-old. Because they have not developed yet. It's hard to say that to a 10-year-old or to a teenager. It would be kind of something would be wrong with that teenager if they were walking around on that level of development, because that's just not a part of life's development process. So let's deal with this. This paper you have here, I'm only using this analogy to make my point here. I repeat, I do not hold to this view. Are y'all grabbing me?
Yes, sir.
And the reason why I don't hold to this view is because I cannot open up your body and show you any one of these chakras or any one of these energy centers. I can't do it. And any images that you see of a first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh chakra is somebody's philosophical concept. It is not a fact that can be validated. Are y'all sure y'all hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Having said that, let's deal with the levels of development. That's what I call it. Or energy centers in your personal development. And I want you to write stuff down. I put a line on the right side of each one of these points for you to write on. So let's deal with these 7 levels. Now, in ancient Egypt, they had this thing called the Uraeus. That's, if y'all ever seen it, it's the headdress with the snake up here in front. The Druids who had studied ancient Egyptian philosophical thought, which were Europeans from Ireland, who studied ancient philosophical thought from ancient Africa, wore the headdress of the Uraeus. Are y'all grabbing this?
Yeah.
Okay? And so when y'all hear of, what's this dude? St. Patrick, thank you. When you hear of St. Patrick's Day, okay, and you know, it's all you got to do is understand what really happened, because the Pope Celestine, I believe it was, Pope Celestine commissioned Patrick, who was an ex-British slave, commissioned him to go into Ireland and build Catholic churches. Grab how deep this goes. Okay, now Patrick is credited for driving the snakes out of Ireland. You got this? Think, people, think. Come up here and think and say, now why would the Catholic Church make a man a saint for driving snakes out of Ireland? He didn't drive snakes out of Ireland. What he did is he went in and conquered or destroyed or killed hundreds of thousands of people who had taken on and understood the ancient African philosophical system of Ma'at. Who these Irish people were wearing the headdress with the Uraeus up front. And they would not accept Patrick's mission to set up Catholic churches, so the Roman Catholic Church went in and killed them.
Right. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes.
And because he killed them and slaughtered these people who would not take on the ways of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Celestine coronated and made Patrick a saint. Roman Catholic churches in Ireland after getting rid of the Druids, who wore the uraeus on their heads. He didn't drive snakes out. He killed out the people who wore the uraeus headdress. Am I making sense here?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so y'all remember that when they jump up on St. Patrick's Day, okay? Remember that. Don't let your children make these little, what they call those shamrock things or whatever, dress up in greens and some of the little leprechaun. You need to understand what that whole concept, there were no leprechauns. There was a twa. Little short African people who had migrated to that part of the world, who had that knowledge, who were considered magicians by the ignorant. And they call them leprechauns, magically delicious. Got your children eating, what is it, Lucky Charms? Magically delicious. Little leprechaun. No, there was no leprechauns. They were Africans, twa. Man. Okay, on your paper, the bottom circle there is called the first or lower base energy center, or the root energy center. I want y'all to write this word on the line next to it. Sefekt. Sefekt is spelled S-E-F-E-K-H-T. Now, what I'm sharing with you now is a philosophical concept. How many of you guys ever heard of Muada Ashby? Okay, Muada Ashby. Muada Ashby is an author of Kemetic philosophical thought. He got books out like Kemetic Yoga and various books on Egyptian philosophical thought. Okay, so I'm sharing with you what he says about these energy centers as a pattern to make my point. And the reason why I'm sharing Muada Ashby's philosophy with you today instead of Hindu philosophy is because we're not Hindus. At least Muada Ashby talks about it from an African perspective. And I want you to know this is not Ray Hagins' philosophical thought. This is Muada Ashby's concept. But I want to use his concept to bring you to the point of getting to Calvary. Am I making clear what I'm saying? Okay. S-E-F, as in Foxtrot. S-E-F-E-K-H-T. That should go on the line right there by the red circle. Everybody say Sefekt. Notice how I'm saying it. Sefekt. Say it. Sefekt is the root base center, which is located at the base of the spine. According to Muada, the energies and activities here are concerned with what? So everybody say survival issues.
Survival issues.
And in that unbalanced state, when people who live on this level, now as I go through this, you're going to say, oh, I know people who are there. I don't want you to do that. Stop looking at other people. I want you to look at yourself. People who live on this level live in an unbalanced state. They live in fear. People who live on this level manifest selfishness. They're self-centered and they're very possessive. And the reason for that is because all they're thinking about is themselves. Yes. People who live on this level of the lower base energy center, that's where you live. That's the energy that you exude. And of course, the symbol for this lower base level is the coiled snake, known as Apopis. Apopis, A-P-O-P-I-S, in ancient Kemetic thought is known as the enemy of Ra, or the enemy of God. So in essence, when you live on this level, you are completely operating on the lowest level of existence. You might dress up and look good on the outside, but you're living on the lowest level of existence. Your thinking is in the gutter. Your thinking, you're always concerned with Where's your boyfriend at? Where's your girlfriend at? Who are they with? What are they doing? Because that's where your thinking is. On that low level, you become very possessive. You become very selfish. And you live in fear of the fact that things ain't going to work out for you. Am I making sense? Yeah, buddy. This area is expressed through what is called dormant and uncontrolled. Everybody say uncontrolled. Sexual energy. So our prime task at this level of development is to move ourselves to the next level and stop thinking that the entire world or everybody lives on this level like you do. The next level, going up to the orange circle, is called in ancient Egypt Tek, spelled T-E-K-H. So next to the orange circle, write that word, T-E-K-H. Tek is the area where we find the sexual organs of procreation. Now, if controlled, grab this well now, if controlled by the higher energy centers, then right energy is absorbed in this area. Now, what organs did I just tell you is associated with this? Your sexual organs, right? So if you're living on a higher energy level, grab how deep this goes. If you're living on a higher energy level, when you involve yourself in sexual activity, you are able to literally plant seeds of a genius. Hearing me? When you're living on a higher energy level, you're not engaging in an animalistic act, but an act of procreation. You realize that you're actually procreating or recreating the energy level that you're living on. So therefore, when you give birth, men, women, when you give birth, when you have a child, if you're living on a higher energy level, you give birth to Christ instead of delinquents. You grabbing what I'm saying? Yes. But you have to be on a higher energy level. You have to be on a level to where you're not controlled by sexual energy, but you engage in sexual activity for the purpose of creating oncoming masters. Those people who are psychologically and spiritually developed only to this level are frequently preoccupied with sexual thoughts and desires. Now, it's really important. Everybody say this. On the first level of Sefet, and Tek, you are not a threat. You are not a threat to anyone. Let's look at the third level. Next to the yellow circle, just to the right of the yellow circle, write the word Ab, A-B. This level is in the area of the solar plexus. And this is the area that gives you the sense of power, a sense of will. How many of you in here know anything about martial arts? Cool. If you know anything about martial arts, you were taught that this is the area of your chi. Your chi is your power. And if you notice, when you're doing your katas and your evergreen and your forms, you bring your chi in right here into this area. Because it's the area that the Chinese call the chi, or area of power. It is in this area that you have a proper understanding that will help promote health by increased digestion. A lot of people have some serious digestion problems. And the reason for that is because this area that called the balance. Stuff ain't moving through your digestive system the way it ought to, because you're not in balance in this area of your energy center. The result of getting imbalanced, getting in balance from this is you will develop a prerequisite for higher spiritual advancement. Now, on this paper, just above this third level called ab, you see where I have a stitch line there. Do you see that? Yes. Okay, now what that means is most of us are living on these three levels I just talked about. Most of us have not ascended higher than these three levels of Sefect, Tek, and Ab. I want to make a notation here. Put it on your paper now. The higher levels are necessary for the evolution to spirituality. When you're living on those three lower levels, you ain't spiritual. You ain't about to be spiritual. So in order for you to go to the higher levels of spirituality, you must now move to the next levels. And the fourth level that you see there on your paper, where the dark green circle is, just above the stitch line, is called Kepper. Write that on the right side of that green circle. Kepper. K-H-E-P-E-R. Kepper. And for those of you who don't know, the word Kepper simply means new beginning, new birth. In fact, it is at this level that the ancient Egyptians felt that you are now being born again. So in other words, how many of you remember the story in the Bible where Nicodemus came to Jesus and Jesus said, you must be born again. The analogy there is that the teacher is telling this brother, you got to ascend to a higher level of living than where you are. You worried about material things. You worried about your position in society. Okay, you worried about your friends and your neighbors. You worried about all that kind of stuff. You worried about what shoes you gonna wear. You worried about how your hair gonna look and getting your hair and your nails did. That's all the three lower levels what I'm talking about. You worried about all this mess that don't even matter. Where you standing in the mirror for a whole hour trying to coordinate. Okay, so in order for you to be born again, you got to go to higher levels. This fourth level, known as Kepper, is in the area of the heart. Now notice, connect the dots here. I told you the name of it is called what? Kepper. When the sun rises in the morning, it is called Kepper Ra. Meaning a new day, new birth. Are y'all grabbing this? There is a beetle called a dung beetle in Egypt. What the dung beetle does is he finds some manure and he rolls it into a ball, which represents the sun, and he lays his eggs in that ball of dung. That beetle is called the Kepper. Meaning this is the way of new birth. So when its eggs hatch, it is being born out of manure. Are y'all connecting this?
Yes, sir.
So the new birth is Kepper. Being born again is Kepper. Coming to this point in your development. It's called Kepper. You are born again by ascending to this point in your development, the area of the heart. And that's why Christian preachers say, you ain't born again if your heart ain't right. Because this is in the area of the heart. How do you know if a person's been born again? Because their heart changes. It is in the area of Kepper. Oh man, grab Am I making sense, people? Oh, buddy. This level of existence is also related to something called the thymus. Grab how deep this goes. I want you to connect the dots here and see the science of our ancient ancestors here. The area of Kepler is the area of the heart. It is also connected to the thymus, which is just above the heart, a gland in the body. Now, the deep thing about the thymus gland, how many of you ever heard of the thymus gland before? The thymus gland is a very important gland in the body. You know why? Because the thymus gland is the gland in the body that manufactures and produces what is called T cells. It's the T cells in your body that help you to stay strong and fight off diseases. When your T cell weakens, when your T cell count weakens, your immune system becomes compromised. So grab how deep this goes. People who are not in proper balance in the area of Kepler, these are people who get sick a lot. These are people who are constantly dealing with colds and URIs, upper respiratory infections, because they're not in balance in this area. They're not balanced here as they ought to be. So things are not right in their immune system. Am I making sense, people? Yeah, buddy. When you're not right in this area, you engage in self-destructive behavior patterns. You get involved in self-defeating activities. You get involved in toxic relationships. And the problem is you blaming everybody else. And the problem is you. You haven't been born again. You haven't been, your Kepler is out of balance. Your heart area, your thymus is out of balance. And so you start blaming the world around you for stuff ain't going right in your life. So what you do is you get into attitudes and behavior patterns that ain't cool. You get to the point that folk don't like being around you. Oh man, this is deep. You're not a good, pleasant person to be around because you become cantankerous. Uh-oh. And here's the other deep thing about that. When you're out of balance in this area, you find yourself overworking a lot. You get frustrated easily. You resort to drugs to help you get through the day. Uh-oh. When you're out of balance in the area of Kepler, you find that you're not in the situation to freely give love. This is the area of your heart. You're not in the area to freely give love. You know why? Because you don't love yourself right. And because you don't love yourself right, you can't understand how somebody else can love you right. Is this making sense, people? Yes. So if we're not cautious, now here's the tragedy of this area. If we're not cautious, we end up getting trapped in cyclical activity in this area. In other words, because you're talking about your heart, you're talking about your emotions. Okay? You're giving off negative energy, so the person you're giving off negative energy to responds to you with negative energy, and you're looking for positive energy, but they can't give you positive energy because you're giving off negative energy, so they give you negative energy back, which means you respond with negative energy, and you start this cycle going. And it's like, well, how do we get out of this? How do we heal ourselves from this situation? I'm waiting for you to treat me right, and he waiting for you to treat him right. Oh, man. Because your Kepler is out of balance. So then you start saying, well, we got a problem. Everybody say, ain't no we got a problem.
Ain't no we got a problem.
Say, me got a problem.
Me got a problem.
See, once you understand that me got a problem, then the we will work out. Okay? But as long as you're saying you got a problem, then that means you're not going to focus on me. You're not going to focus on the I. You're not going to focus on the self to get yourself in right balance before you can. Man, come on here. Let's understand how this thing works. Let's understand how this thing works. We are. Look at somebody next to you and ask them this question. Some of y'all probably feel you don't need to ask this question at all because you're past that point in your life and development. But look at somebody and say, what do you bring to the table? Some of us say, I got my own table. I ain't trying to bring nothing to the table. See, when you reach a certain point in life, that's your mentality. You follow what I'm saying? I ain't worried about bringing nothing to the table. I got my own table. And if you want to come to my table, you better bring your own table with you when you come to my table. Don't come to my table thinking you're going to get something from my table. Hell no. You bring your own table. And we put our two tables together and we can have a banquet. Y'all get how this goes? People looking to the other person to make their life better. That's the worst thing in the world you can do. Is look to somebody else to make your life better. You don't do that. You get your life better. And then you don't let nobody in your space to mess up. Yeah, y'all got it? I worked hard being born again. I worked hard at getting this thing right. Now I'm going to let you into my space so you can throw me off balance again? No! Let me see your Kepper. Before you come into my space, let me make sure your Kepper is in right balance. If your Kepper is in right balance and my Kepper is in right balance, when we get together, hey! Is this making sense, people? Let's move to the fifth level. The next circle up, which is that light blue circle there, and this is the fifth level in the energy center, and it's called Sekhem. It's spelled S-E-K-H-E-M, Sekhem. This is in the level of the throat. Now, check how deep this goes, because the level of Kepper and the level of Sekhem are very closely related and connected. Because when your Kepper is not in right balance, it affects, of course, your Sekhem, which is the next level up. And this is the area of the throat. This is the energy of what is called the Medu nectar. Medu meaning divine. Nectar is speech or words. So in the area of the Sekhem is where when you open your mouth, grab how deep this goes. When you open your mouth, the things that come out of your mouth uplifts other people. When this area is in right balance. Now let me show you how deep this goes. In the biblical text, we read where Jesus said to his people, if you believe as the scriptures have said, in other words, if you have gotten yourself together like you're supposed to have yourself together, when you open your mouth, the Bible says, out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. When you open your mouth to speak. Well, in the area of Sekhem, when you're not in proper balance here, negative stuff comes from your lips. Ooh, let me help y'all here. Negative stuff comes out your mouth. And see, we have not developed to the point of learning how to keep our mouth shut. See, you need to get to the point to where you understand that when you're not in right balance in this area, keep your mouth shut. Why, Brother Ray, do I need to keep my mouth shut? I need to give them a piece of my mind. You need to keep your mouth shut simply because words are like bullets. Once they leave your lips, you cannot pull them back. And see, what we want to do, man, is we want to let people know what we really are right now. Not thinking about the fact that some words don't just put a hole in your chest. Some words decapitate you. And once you say stuff that cuts somebody's head off, then you calm down and you want to say, I'm sorry. Look at somebody and say, once you decapitate a person, I'm sorry, don't mean squat.
Don't mean squat.
So in the area of Sekhem, when it's not in right balance, this is the area of divine speech. This is the area where your words have communication skills. Grab how deep this goes. You want to know why you and your significant other have a problem communicating? Because of imbalance in this area. So what happens is when you're not in right balance in the area of Sechem, you start shouting and yelling all the time. You don't talk to each other, you holler at each other. And one raises their voice, another one raises their voice higher. Another raises their voice, another raises. So the person who has developed this in this area, they learn how to quiet down. Let me refer to a Bible verse for those who are developed in this area. Here's what the Bible says. A soft answer turneth away wrath. When you're developed in the area of Sechem, you know how to quiet yourself, because you know that when this person starts getting all out here, it don't make sense for you to get all out here too. Now grab how deep this goes, because see, sisters, brothers, hear me well. Sisters know just what to say to make a brother go ballistic. God, the universe, the ancestors has given y'all the gift of saying exactly what needs. See, and since we brothers can't keep up with you in that area, when you say things that you make our fist ball up. Because see, we don't know how to come back at you in the area of Sechem, because you are better at that than we are. And y'all can say it with that. And you put your hand and get that net going and everything with it. So ain't but one thing for the brother to do, or two things. He either got to leave out the house or knock you out. So brothers, walk away. Y'all hear what I'm saying? If your second ain't in right balance, let your feet get involved in this thing and walk away. Walk away, get yourself in right balance, and then come back and say, now babe, we ain't got to go through all that. You know we ain't got to go through all that. And if she's still, let your feet get into it again. Come on back later. Baby, I done told you we don't have to go through all that. After a while, she'll start calming down. She start again. Then let your Sechem say, baby, you sound like you want to be by yourself. All right, we're going to try this one more time. Okay? And when her brain hears that, she says, yeah. When you're out of balance in the area of Sechem, you suffer sore throats a lot. You're hoarse a lot because your communication vehicle is messed up. Let's go to the next level so I can close this. The sixth level is called Mer. That's the second circle down from the top. It's called Mer. It's spelled M-E-R. This is known as the area of the third eye. Y'all hear me? Now the third eye, we say it's right here. Right? Have y'all ever seen, especially sisters with the little thing right here in their forehead? They're trying to let you know they can see with their third eye. They're trying to let you know that. But sisters who do that, let me share something with you. You don't have to put something on your forehead to see with your third eye. Okay? In fact, one of the ways I know that you do see with your third eye is in your behavior, not by what you put on your forehead. This is the level of, everybody say, intuitive wisdom. Now, brothers and sisters, can y'all see what I meant when I said, as we talk about these levels of development and energy centers, can you see how life itself should bring you to these levels? Yes. As you get older, okay, you should be experiencing the things that I'm saying. It's not that you can go take a class on this stuff. See, we got people who are going out taking classes trying to learn how to do their chakras and envision their chakras, and think that because they can see in their mind and their vision these energy centers in their body and make it do different things that they do, and they pay hundreds of dollars to go take a class for something that you can't teach. You grow through this. You don't take a class for this. Y'all hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So this third eye is the level of intuitive wisdom. What kind of wisdom did I just say? Intuitive wisdom, not intellectual wisdom. Intuitive wisdom. Intuitive wisdom means that you have reached a point in your growth and development that there's some things you just don't even have to think about. Your intuition tells you, Your intuition tells you, okay, yes. Your intuition speaks when you encounter a thing or a person. Your intuitive wisdom kicks in and tells you, this person ain't cool. No. Your intuitive way. See, a lot of the elders now, y'all get what I'm saying? As we get older in life, we grow through these stages. You get to the point to where as you start meeting people, and when people approach you, you can see right through their mask. Can I get an ashe? You can see right through their mask, and they come to you, and you try to present themselves to you for their hidden agenda. But your intuitive wisdom enables you to see through that mask, and you still cordially say, well, it's good meeting you. You see what I'm saying? When you're at this level, you know something instead of thinking about it. You just know it. Now, what's deep about it is you might not be able to articulate it, but you know it. Okay? And when you get to this level of living here, man, it starts kicking in. Even when you go to do something like the doctor may prescribe certain medications for you. Okay, your intuitive wisdom says, my spirit ain't feeling that. No, doctor, what do you call this stuff again? No, I went through that. Some time ago. Share a testimony. I went to this doctor, and it was for my pilot's physical. And doctor told me that my PSA was high. Okay, and he sent me to a urologist. So urologist, did this thing that we brothers don't like. And he had big hands too. Man. But what was deep about it is, after he examined me, he said, oh, you're fine. You're okay. No problem. Okay? And I said, thank God. Cool. All right. And so he called me back to his office and said, I want you to come back. I want to do a biopsy. My intuitive wisdom said, nope. So I called his office. I said, man, listen, I'm not coming for that. Because in my spirit was telling me ain't nothing wrong. And so he tried to make me come in, and it's deep. One of the things that caused my spirit to say that is because when I went to him the first time, it was all black men in his office. And everybody in the waiting room had prostate cancer. And 4 of the brothers sitting there said, I didn't have prostate cancer until I came here. I didn't even know I had prostate cancer until I came the doctor told me I had prostate cancer. And my spirit saying, something ain't right. And I'm looking at all these brothers getting ready to pass up out of here. And I'm saying, yeah, something ain't kicking here. Something, my spirit just wasn't grabbing it. So I told him, I'm not coming back. So he called my doctor who referred me over. And when I went back to my doctor said, well, how are we going to treat you if you're not going to follow our instructions? I said, doctor, I just came to you because I'm a pilot and I needed an exam. Okay? All right? But there's something in me that tells me that something ain't quite right about this. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to come back in a couple of weeks. We're going to take this test again. And da-da-da-da-da-da. And I did. I went back in a couple of weeks, took the test again. And instead of 5 point something, it was 3.2. Now, brothers who know what they know what I'm still saying, which is fine. And I said, see what I'm talking about? See? So I was talking to my friend Dr. Morgan. He said, Ray, I'm so glad your spirit told you no. Because once they stick that needle in your prostate, you have just opened up the realm for cancer cells to walk up in there. So if you don't have prostate, again, now you done put a hole in your prostate so cancer cells can easily get up in there. See what I'm saying? So you got to learn how to listen to your intuition. Just because the man got MD behind his, oh man, I don't know why I'm saying this, but just because the man got MD behind his name don't mean he know what he's talking about. Right. Look at somebody next to you and say, that's why he's practicing medicine. He'll tell you, I'm practicing. What the hell, don't practice on me. Sure. Let's deal with this last level here. The top circle at the top of the head on the diagram is called Ik. I-K-H. Write that there. Ik. Now let me hear you say it. Ik. Notice how I'm saying it. Ik. Put some energy there. Ik. This is the level where the dualistic mind becomes united into one. What do you mean the dualistic mind, Brother Ray? Well, brothers and sisters, we have what is called the left hemisphere of the brain and the right hemisphere of the brain. Brothers, we live mostly in the left hemisphere of the brain. Sisters, y'all live mostly in the right hemisphere of the brain. And that's why we have a problem. Okay? Because in the left hemisphere of the brain, where it's analysis. Okay? And on the right hemisphere of the brain is synthesis. The left hemisphere of the brain wants to know why to everything. The right hemisphere of the brain says you don't need to know why to everything, just do it. That's why we have a problem. See? Because in left hemisphere of the brain, sisters, you want to talk about things. In the right hemisphere of the brain, sisters, y'all want to talk about things. And the brother in the left hemisphere of the brain is saying, what do you want to talk about? So sister, in the right hemisphere of the brain, you say, I don't know. I just want to talk. So the left hemisphere of the brain says to you, well, how are we going to talk if you don't know what you want to talk about? So when you know what you want to talk about, come back and we'll talk. And then the right hemisphere of the brain where emotions are, sisters, y'all say, see what I'm talking about? You don't listen to me. Right hemisphere of the brain says, what you mean I don't listen to you? I asked you, what do you want to talk about? You get what I'm saying? Left hemisphere of the brain wants to know why I got to break it down this way. Why it's got to be done this way. And so when you reach this point of it, it's when the left hemisphere of the brain and the right hemisphere of the brain becomes one. When you're on this level, this is where Apopis, that coiled serpent at the lowest level that I told you about earlier, now becomes the uraeus. With the head of a cobra out like this, instead of coiled up like it's ready to attack. When you get to this level of existence, this is the highest achievement of spiritual movement. This level of consciousness represents the level of transcendence. When you get to this point, you're actually able to transcend mess. When you get to this level, stuff that seems to be so important to other people about stuff ain't all that important. When you get to this level, you learn to get beyond those insignificant things that don't really matter. When you get to this level called ik, or what is also called Calvary, what is also called Golgotha, you're at the point, brothers and sisters, to whereas jealousies and insecurities are insignificant and don't bother you. When you get to this point in your relationships, you ain't got time to be concerned with where he is or what is she doing. You don't even think on that level no more. When you get, because you are at a higher calling now. When you reach this level called it, now mind you, don't think that you go to these levels and forget the other levels. Okay, all of these levels are to work in proper harmony with each other. You don't move to one level and forget about the other one, and move to the next one and forget about the other one. No, as you move to these levels, all of them should be in proper alignment and harmony with each other, but they should all be controlled by it.
Yes.
Or Calvary.
Ashe.
When you reach the level of it, you're not confined to the thinking of the way they want you to think. You're not locked into suppositions. You're not locked into what people say things are supposed to be. Well, you're supposed to do something. Who says who? Where's that written at? Who told you that? When you reach the level of it or Calvary in your development, this is when you start thinking outside the box. You're not confined in your thinking when you reach the level of Calvary or it. And when you reach the level of Calvary or it, then you become a threat to the establishment because you're able to see past the illusions that they give you. Am I making sense, people? I remember in the movie The Matrix, Neo asked the question, he said to Morpheus, he said, "Why are my eyes hurting?" And Morpheus said, "Because you've never used them before." Everything that's in your mind is what was put there by the Matrix. Everything in your thought processes is what was put there by the Matrix. Now you're disconnected from the lie. Now you're disconnected from the program, and you're able to see things as they really are. Are y'all grabbing this?
Yes, sir.
Once you get to the level of Calvary, you can see things as they really are. You can see people as they really are. Once you get to the level of Calvary, you understand some folk ain't no need even trying to help them.
Right.
Because they just going to be what they are, and they ain't about to change. They've been like this forever. And they ain't getting ready to change. So since you know they ain't getting ready to change, you change. Since you know they're not getting ready to change, when you get to the level of Calvary, you just, when you see them, you have the power to not see them. Wow. Are y'all getting this? I mean, I know you're standing there, but it don't really matter to me. When you get to the level of Calvary, you see people's agenda, and it don't upset you because you understand that their agenda is only powerful to them. Oh, y'all ain't hearing me. When you get to the level of Calvary, you see things as they really are, and you're able to address stuff before it even gets into your space. Oh, man. Let me close this. Again, the Bible says, "And when they were come to the place which is called Calvary, there at Calvary. Grab this, because the word there means as long as you are at that place. It don't just mean when you get there. It means as long as you are at that place. There, they crucified them, which means that as long as you're living on this level, everybody that you encounter who is not on that level is going to want to crucify you.
Yes.
But it's okay. Look at somebody and say it's okay. Because see, the good thing about it, once you crucified, that's it.
Wow. You know, I hope you guys are enjoying these messages as much as I am, even though I'm the one who did the teaching. I'm sitting here listening to myself and I'm saying, oh, wow, man, you know, I'm so grateful. I'm just thankful to the Most High that I've been given this assignment to teach. You know, I love it. And there's nothing else that I would rather be doing in life than that which I do. And that's liberating the minds of our people. Oh, my goodness. Brothers and sisters, I trust you've enjoyed that message today. Let me do this. Let me bring this on now. For those of you who are listening to me on YouTube, all right, if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that when I go live, you'll know that I'm live. Okay. You see my email address there, rayhagins@gmail.com. Please feel free to email me with your comments, your ideas, your viewpoints, whatever. Okay. Tell me what this teaching has been doing in your life. Okay. I also encourage you to log on to our 24-hour a day, 7-day-a-week webcast where I'm teaching nonstop. Okay. Well, I shouldn't say nonstop. I mean, after every message, I play some jazz or some soft music between each message, but it's nonstop teaching, in other words, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay. And that's on our website. So go to theafricanvillage.org. Okay. You'll see a tab. The second tab from the left says Liberation. Click that tab. All right. And you'll see two windows. The top window is the 24/7 broadcast. Click that play arrow and you hear me teaching. The lower window is Black Live TV. Okay, so that when we do some special programming that I know Facebook or YouTube will have a problem with, I can air it on our website and not have to worry about it being taken down. Okay, yeah, man. Okay. Also, those of you who want to share your donations to help us, here's how to do it. All right, if you want to donate through PayPal, go to paypal.com and send your payment to African Village 1, not the African Village 1, just African Village 1 at AOL.com. Okay. Or you can actually go to PayPal through the website as well. Go to theafricanvillage.org and all the way to the right, when you get there, you see a tab that says donate. Click that tab and that will take you to our your YouTube page, not YouTube, our Facebook donate. I'm sorry, still saying it wrong. PayPal, okay, donation page. All right. You can also donate, as you see here, through Cash App. If you want to make your donation through Cash App, it's # Dr. Ray Hagins. No period, no spaces, no dashes, no nothing. Okay, just # Dr. Ray Hagins, not DLCTOR. Dr. Ray Hagins. Okay, still not getting enough sleep, as you can tell, right? Okay. If you want to make your donation through Zelle, it's my email address. Go to Zelle.com to your bank account and make your donation and send it to rayhagins@gmail.com. If you want to mail in your donation, make it payable. You check a money order, make it payable to the African Village, and mail your payment to the African Village, 863 Flat Shoals Road, Southeast, Suite 242, Conyers, Georgia, 30094. Okay? Yeah, man. And by the way, family, I want to say thank you to those of you guys out there who have been donating and supporting us with your finances. Thank you so much. You know, I mean, I just don't have the words to describe to you guys what your support has meant to us. Okay. especially in as much as we haven't been meeting. We haven't met since COVID came on the scene in the African village. Okay, so we actually closed the village in February of 2020. I believe it was either 2020 or 2022. Seems like we've been close so long. It has to have been 2020 or whenever COVID came on the scene. That's when we closed, and the reason for that is we got a lot of elders in the African village. They wanted to be sure that our elders were protected and safe. Okay, no need to expose them to something unnecessarily. So since we've been doing this virtual, they've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it. You guys been enjoying it. So it's been a wonderful thing, Yeah. Okay. Well, family, I don't want to waste any more time. It's time for me to get out of here. Okay. And I think we got time to sing our fun song, The African in Me Loves the African in You. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You know why? Because you're easy to love. Yeah. All right. So let's go here and sing this and get ready to get out of here now. All right. Lift your voice with us. Come on, everybody. The African in me loves the African in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. African in me, it just dawned on me. I didn't talk about the Black Achievement Fund, right? Okay, let me do that while this is playing. You're easy. This organization right here, very powerful group. I want you to be a part of it. Okay, we're growing each week exponentially, and it's a wonderful thing, man. Come on and join and be a part. Powerful young people doing some wonderful things. We just went down last week, Brother Arkey and I, so I could see the property that we just purchased. Okay, I said almost 200, but almost 120 acres, somewhere around there. Okay, 120 acres, man, of land. Yeah, so we can build, do whatever we want to do on it. All right, so come on and get $9 a month. Join up with us. Black Achievement Fund, okay? And the African Village too, because we join hands with each other. That's Brother Arkey there with his arms up in there, okay? Come up at the 2 o'clock hour, log on to BAF.solutions, okay? And listen to Brother Arkey's vision for our empowerment. And come on and join, okay? $9 a month, man. That's all, okay? We're trying to get 10 million people to do $9 a month. That will give us over $1 billion a year. Got me? I think I said that formula right. I think I did, okay? If not, I'll correct it next week. Come on, be a part of us, the Black Achievement Fund. I promise you won't be disappointed. Yeah, buddy. Family, I've enjoyed being with you guys today. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy. You are so easy. You are so easy. You're easy to love. Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh shucks. Oh, Father, listen, y'all, I'm just having a good time. I'm thankful to the Most High for being blessing me to see another day in my life. You understand? Battling this kidney thing that I'm dealing with it the best way I can, but I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm not going to make that my focus. You are my focus. My ministry is my focus. Teaching the truth is my focus. Okay? So, hey, I'll look and see you guys next week, same time, okay? Yeah, man. That's right. Every Sunday morning, just like today, we're doing some wonderful things, okay? So I'll see y'all next week. Everybody out there, stay strong, okay? Peace be with you. Take care of yourself. Much more love to all of you. Peace.